Okay, it's time to talk about the Mandela effect and Cern and what you really need to know rather than what is being thrust upon you by some group. Okay, let's get into it. So, I've never really addressed the Mandela effect, but I would like to, and Cern and a few other things. I've dropped a few things about Cern, but I just realized that they have a Mandela effect movie coming out in a couple of weeks, which I find very suspicious. On top of that, I find it very suspicious that random huge YouTubers were pushing the Mandela effect. Same with Flat Earth. And y'all all know my feelings on Flat Earth. Not feelings, I know for a fact that it was cooked up by the CIA, and Eric Dubé was rolled out with his $100,000 to start, and then we had Mark and Patricia and whatever. I'm not getting on that. But see, I think there's something going on with this. That there are two forces working. Kind of like the good and the evil. And I don't believe that everybody is looking at both of the things. I think everyone is looking at just the scary, evil part of it, but nobody's really looking deep into Cern or like that ceremony that they had. I mean, I'm guilty of it too. I watched that opening ceremony at the Gothard Tunnel and was like, holy crap, this is terrifying. Like, they spent $10 million on this. There's dignitaries from all over the place watching this sick stuff. But last night, I said, you know what? I'm going to watch the entire thing. Sorry, my hair just sorry. I know people always say, stop messing with your hair. But it feels like it's... Anyway. Sorry. Go on. But I watched the entire thing, okay? And I got a different picture when I watched the entire thing. It's not what I first saw. And we're going to see negative things. When we're looking for positive things, we're going to see positive things. You know, kind of like when you buy a car that you never really saw anybody have before. But then when you buy that car, all of a sudden it's like, holy crap, everybody has a Honda Civic, right? Or a Toyota Camry or whatever it is. So you start noticing it more. And the same thing goes with things that we're looking for with certain signs and symbols of certain things. And we're going to zoom in on just those aspects that we think that, oh my gosh, this is insane. This is evil. How there's this many evil people in the world? You know, there's thousands of people working at Cern. There's all these people in this demonstration, whatever, you know, this play or whatever, this opening ceremony. They're all like summoning the devil. I mean, this is sick. And I'm telling you, I was guilty of it when I first saw it. I was like, oh, wow, this is insane. But, like I've always said, when the mainstream media or even alternative media, meaning the big channels, or something goes viral, there's a reason it's going to go viral. Like this video is not, because I'm going to tell you too much truth. But the thing is, all of those videos about the ceremony of the Gothard Tunnel, because everybody was reporting on it as they're summoning the devil, grab your Bibles. I mean, there was actually even a preacher that did an entire sermon on this, which, I mean, I understand. Because if you just look at it if you don't look at the entire thing as a whole picture, and you just look at certain aspects of it, you're going to see, this is really bad. This is bad, right? And so I understand, but then I started looking, and I went into the YouTube search thing, and I put in Cern, and then you go search by date, and that's how whenever you're researching anything, that's the best way to do it, because you're gonna get the most up-to-date thing, and it kind of filters out all the things that they want you to see. And so then I realized there's all of these sock puppet accounts that are putting out information that are just repackaged, the same video, maybe a different thumbnail, and then put on these sock puppet accounts, and a lot of them are going like viral, and it's like every single day. It's either like Mandela effect or Cern, over and over and over, and I'm like, what? Why are these sock puppet accounts? Why is all this going on? It's as if there's someone that wants you to look at this and scare the freaking crap out of you. It's really the only conclusion. And because everything they put out is the same exact thing, nobody looks at it in a different perspective, and that's all they push out. And then to have YouTubers that are from the other side of the tracks, well, we're on the other side of the tracks, but you know, they're on the YouTube side of the tracks, to be pushing Mandela effect is quite interesting. Because they're getting 1 million views, 10 million views on these Cern and Mandela effect videos. But these people aren't like truthers in the sense of they woke up to something and, you know, you could see a progression of what's going on. No, these people are just like obvious actors, you know, like the Shane Dawson, and then Tana, whatever her name is, she's just like F-bomb this, F-bomb that, Mandela effect, it's effing your mind, just like crazy, trying to get the younger crowd, I'm assuming, I don't know. But I come to the conclusion that they want you to be terrified. They want you to be so terrified that you like freak the hell out on Cern, which people have done. People have like threatened to bomb the place, which is really ridiculous because it's a huge place. They've threatened, you know, the workers. Same with like HARP and stuff. And let me explain something before we get into all the other stuff. You know, not every place, but big places that have certain goals that maybe they don't want everybody to know about, kind of like the military. Everything's compartmentalized. And so the left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing. You know, whatever. And that's how they keep everything under wraps. So we've got a ton of things, right? We've got these huge YouTubers. That's number one. We've got these sock puppet accounts going viral, or let me not just say all of them are sock puppet, but these very kind of nobody accounts, whatever, and then they just propel to the top. And then we have Stephen Hawking, you know, the scientist in the wheelchair. I mean, he passed away now. And Neil deGrasse Tyson. Now, why would those two, what I call Hollywood scientists, And Stephen Hawking very well may have done amazing things in his day, but towards the end, he definitely just became a Hollywood mainstream media talking point, like Neil deGrasse Tyson, propped up as like the end all be all on science, right? For your consumption. So, you know, that you have Neil deGrasse Tyson on Joe Rogan, you must listen to him. And so why would these huge physicists, whatever, I don't really know what their degree is in, but supposedly they're physicists, why would they question Cern if Cern is supposedly doing essentially exactly what physicists have always wanted to do? Why would they do that? Why would they say, oh my gosh, you're gonna blow up the world? They're gonna blow up the world. Well, everybody, you know, just like run for the hills. Like, it doesn't make any sense. All of these things together don't make sense. You cannot have, you know, saying these people are the evil people that we're supposed to not listen to, but when you do want to, whenever it follows your narrative, you're gonna listen to them. You see what I'm saying? I found that just quite curious. And just quite curious how the mainstream media pushes Cern. I mean, nobody even really would have known what it was until, what, Richie from Boston? And if you've been in the truth community for any amount of time, you know that Richie from Boston is absolutely 100% a paid agent. I mean, that's just a fact. So that's quite interesting. I mean, Richie from Boston, this, even if you look at him like he is legit, which he's not. I mean, just this random guy in his truck driving around to these Cern type places, like, and they're teaching him all of these things, and he is just like so intelligent that he can just come up with all of this on his own. And then it goes viral. And then people, you know, like normal, start creating Mandela effect videos, Cern videos. And then, you know, that plants the seeds. Then it gets to the big YouTubers. You know, they obviously draw those people in. They couldn't have the big YouTubers start this. You see how this works? That's not how it works. See, the big YouTubers, like Shane Dawson, like Tana, whatever her name is, have to have a stepping point. And that would be the controlled opposition wing of the alternative media. Okay? Richie from Boston, Eric Dubay, Mark Sargent, Patricia Steer, all of these people, right? Luke Radowski, but we're not going to get into all of them. And so they have to pick it up here first. So, you know, they started off with the small person that the common person like you and I feel that are legitimate, you know. It's like, oh no, he's just some guy from Boston, right? You know, he's just driving around in his beat up truck. That's somebody we can relate to. And he just woke up one day to these things. And he had his channel deleted and just came right back. You know, that doesn't really happen. But I'm not going to go into how, you know, that's a whole different topic. I'm trying to show you the progression of things, okay? And now we have the movie coming out. And I watched the trailer, the preview of it. And it's to scare the freaking crap out of you, okay? Oddly enough, I looked at who wrote the movie and produced it and everything. Huh. Oddly enough, they haven't done much, but they both worked on the same project, which was banking on Bitcoin. Well, that's pretty interesting. If you know what banking on Bitcoin is, it's the movie that exposes Bitcoin for the evil, evil thing that it is. Government doesn't want you to have Bitcoin because they can't trace it. So they can't trace it, right? They don't want you to have Bitcoin. They want you to think that this random documentary comes out to expose those evil people that really started Bitcoin and that lost their shirts in the beginning. And granted, that stuff does happen. I mean, it just does happen, especially when it's being manipulated by certain people. But if everybody went to Bitcoin overnight, like, the government would freak out. I know people think that it's controlled by the government, but it's not controlled by the government. Have government or important people put money into it? Absolutely, so they can try to control it. But they also, have their money in Wall Street and everything to where they can control that. But, I mean, I'm not going to say that the government's not in Bitcoin, but they didn't start Bitcoin by any means. They freaked the crap out and was like, what are we going to do? Okay, throw a few billion into Bitcoin so we can, if people start putting their money into it, we're going to drop it. And we're going to drop it. And we're going to drop it. And then it's going to scare them all out of it to keep the dollar. I mean, we know how serious they are about the dollar. If you drop the dollar as a country, you get invaded and called a dictator. Let me see. Libya dropped the dollar. We had Gaddafi. Venezuela dropped the dollar. We see that going on right now. Iran dropped the dollar. Iraq dropped the whenever you drop the dollar, you better be looking behind your back. Okay? There's other countries, but so essentially Bitcoin was America dropping the dollar, but people didn't jump on it like they should have, so they were able to get into it and somewhat have some control over it. Well, I'm not going to get into all that. I'm just trying to show you the progression of things, okay, and how these people are connected to this. So we've got all these Hollywood people, we've got all of these asset YouTubers. Why? Why? What is their deal? It makes me think that Cern might be doing something good. Hear me out. Hear me out. So are some Mandela effects real? Absolutely. I'm not going to deny them because I remember certain things a different way than what they are now. But you know what, one main thing where they knew that they could catch people is by saying it was changing the Bible. Once they did that, that's when people started freaking out. The CIA is very good at their job. And I'm not saying just the CIA, there's other, I kind of use CIA as, the covert agencies that do these things. So it could be some other agency, whatever, it doesn't matter. So the real question is why? What is going on? What don't they want us to know? Well, I'm going to do a breakdown of that ceremony at Cern that everybody thinks that they're summoning Lucifer, and show you how actually that's not what happened. Okay? Actually, I'm going to break this video up because this has already probably gone really, really long. And people don't have a very long attention span. So, let's be this is my premiere. So the next video is going to be me breaking down what really occurred at that opening ceremony. Alright? So, y'all have a wonderful day. Like, share, and subscribe. Actually, the other video will probably be up today. But, I will see y'all soon. Bye, guys.